Bam! Did you guys see that? Okay, one more time. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Bam! This phone right here is the future. I mean, we are living in the future with this device. The fact that we have a full display in the front and we still get to open up to an even bigger display in the middle, we are definitely living in the future with this phone right here. What's going on, everyone? Josh Quinones here, and today's video is all about, of course, the Galaxy Z Fold 2. And I've had this device for about 2 days now, so this is gonna be like my 48 hours later impressions with this phone. And let me just start off by saying that I love this phone. I mean, everything about it is truly amazing and just mind-blowing. The fact that Samsung was able to give us a device like this, not only a device that looks great, I mean, I think it looks good in my opinion, but it works great as well. Now, of course, there are a couple of things that I wish it did have or that I wish I can do with it that I can't, but overall, I am loving this device and I have become so addicted to it. I find it really hard to get it out of my hands, and I find myself not really picking up my Galaxy Note 20 Ultra too much, which I kind of feel bad about because I love this device as well, but there's just something about the Z Fold 2 that just makes me not want to put it down. So these are going to be my impressions over these last 48 hours. So first of all, the phone I still think looks amazing. Yeah, it's a little on the thick side when you do have it closed, but at the same time, like I said in my unboxing video, it kind of makes one-handed usage a lot easier with that front display. Now, it's a little hard to text. It makes the swipe texting a little easy with one hand, but if you're trying to text with 2 fingers like this, it ain't gonna happen. You're gonna accidentally be pressing other letters here and there unless you're really precise and you're really on it. But other than that, it does make texting a little hard. But like I said, if you're using it one-handed and you're using the swipe to text, that makes it super easy. And the front display is beautiful. Even though it's only 60 hertz and you don't have that 120 hertz display like you have with the bigger display inside, which we do got to talk about this display inside because there's something on it that you don't get with the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. But with the front display, we do get only 60 hertz, but honestly, it's still a beautiful experience. I am still loving it. Pretty much a bezel-less display. Yeah, we get this, kind of, I wouldn't really call that the bezel because this is where the hinge is on the side, but it's still an all-screen experience. Of course, you get that camera hole punched out up top, but I honestly have been enjoying this front display. I didn't think I was going to use it as much and that I would find myself opening the phone to use it all the time, but there's a lot of times where I'm finding myself using the front display just as much as the inside display as well. I mean, it's that good. It looks really, really good. Then going to the inside, that inside display, it is beautiful. I mean, you can't go wrong with this. You're looking at pretty much like a mini tablet, or not even a mini tablet, because this is actually bigger than some tablets out there. You got your budget tablets that are kind of small, but it's considered a tablet. Well, this is a phone tablet. You can actually make phone calls with it and text from it and just do everything on it, except of course you don't have an S Pen like the Note 20 Ultra, but you know what? It is amazing. It is such an enjoyable experience with this inside display. Now, as far as that crease goes, some people might be bothered by it, some people not. Honestly, for me, I've already gotten used to it. Yeah, you can kind of feel it in the middle. You can definitely tell it's there if you're touching it, but if you're just looking straight on, like I said in my unboxing video, you're not really going to notice it's there. You can tell that it's kind of flat. If I can get it to focus here, it is flat. If you look at it from a certain angle, it's not really going to look flat, but if you're, like I said, if you're looking directly at it, I mean, it is a beautiful experience. Now, one thing I did notice, and other people also pointed this out on Twitter, that this display works with 120 hertz and Quad HD Plus at the same time. Now, you don't get that on the Note 20 Ultra. You have the option of either using 60 hertz at full resolution or that 120 hertz, but stuck at 1080p. Well, here with the Galaxy Z Fold 2, you can actually use full resolution with 120 hertz. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I might be wrong, but going into the settings, I tried looking to see if I can be able to switch up my resolution, and I didn't see any option to switch between 1080p and full resolution. So that just leads me to assume that we already get full resolution with 120 hertz on. Now, you do have the option to switch down to 60 hertz, but it does come out of the box at 120 hertz, and like I said, I don't really see an option to be able to switch up a resolution. So that just kind of leads me to believe, along with other people, that you do get to use this at full resolution with 120 hertz. Because even when I go to YouTube and watch the YouTube video, I get to watch it at full resolution. So the fact that Samsung did this with the Galaxy Z Fold 2 is amazing. Now you're probably asking yourself, well, what about battery life? Doesn't that drain the battery a little faster? Well, so far using it for a full day yesterday, a full 24-hour day on a full charge from morning to night, I was able to get, let's see, I took a screenshot here and actually posted this up on Twitter as well. So make sure you go follow me on Twitter because I am always posting stuff about my devices, what the experience is like day to day. So make sure you go follow me on Twitter. I'll drop a link down in the description below. But for my first full day of usage, I was able to get 6 hours and 2 minutes of screen on time, but not even that, more than that, because when I took this screenshot, I was still at 19% battery life. So I could have been able to get even more screen on time than what I actually got. So for me, honestly, I was really surprised with that. I didn't think I was going to get that far with battery life, but I took the phone off around 5 a.m. in the morning off the charger, and then I went up until around 10:30 at night, which I ain't complaining about that. It got me through my entire day of usage. I'm ready to go to bed at night, just throw it on the charger and I'm good. So battery life so far, I am very impressed. And right now, let's see, I'm looking at 86% battery life at 11:28 a.m. Let me go into my battery settings here, and I believe it's still learning my usage. Yeah, okay, so it still says learning usage patterns. Not sure if you can see that right there on camera. So even though it's still learning my usage patterns, the battery life is still doing very good for me. So I can only imagine how much better it's gonna be once it's went ahead and learned my usage patterns. So when it comes to battery life, it's great. You're not gonna have to worry about it being at 120 hertz with full resolution on this display. The battery life, it's going to be decent. It's going to be good. Now, of course, it's going to depend on your usage. Everybody's usage is different. If you have this device, maybe your battery life might not last as long, or it might even last longer. But for me, I'm okay with this. It's doing good. Now, as far as the overall usability of the device goes, I haven't had any problem with it yet. Like I said, it's only been 2 days, but so far for my first 48 hours impressions, like I said, I've been loving this device. Sometimes it can kind of, it can kind of be inconvenient having to open it all the time and close it all the time and open it all the time and close it all the time. Not everybody's going to find themselves liking that too much. Me, I don't care. I mean, I'm opening it up to an amazing display, and when I'm done, I get to close it, or I don't even have to open it all the time. I can just use that front display because, like I said, the front display is an amazing experience as well. You get that full screen experience. So me personally, I don't really mind doing that all the time, but like I said, for some people, you might not really like having the inconvenience of always having to open it up if you do want to have to use that inside display. But for me, the way I think about it is, this is a lot better than carrying around a phone and a tablet. You get both in one. You're not having to carry around 2 different things. So that's why I'm perfectly fine with this. And I can't wait to edit videos on this device right here, because for those of you that have been following the channel, you know that I edit all of my videos on my device. And for those of you that haven't really been following the channel, yes, I edit all of my videos on my smartphone. So now I get an even bigger display to do that. So this video that you guys are watching right now, I'm most likely going to edit this video on this device right here, and I can't wait to see just how much easier it's going to be because I get a bigger screen to do it on. For those of you that are wondering what video editor I do use Power Director. Sometimes I use KineMaster, but for the most part, I do use Power Director, and it works great. Now, as far as performance goes, I mean, this thing performs like a beast. It's fast, it's snappy, super smooth, especially with that 120 hertz. I have no complaints at all with the performance. And then when it comes to multitasking, I mean, it handles multitasking just fine. You can be able to use 3 apps at once, which can definitely come in handy, or even just 2 apps. Not everybody's going to want to use 3 apps at once, but sometimes you do need to use 2 apps at once. So sometimes I'll have my email open, and then I'll have another app like YouTube. I can watch YouTube while I'm checking my emails and replying back to emails, things like that. And it's just an amazing overall experience. Now, like I said, this isn't a full review, so I'm not going to go in super in depth with this video. This is just my 48 hours later impressions. So far, I have been loving this device. Now, a couple of things that I wish it had that I can understand why it wouldn't have that. I mean, it might be kind of hard because of the design, but which is water resistance and dust resistance. I think they pretty much got that down. I know with the new hinge, It kind of prevents dust from getting in there. But the water resistance, I do wish this device had that because of the type of job that I do. I do work around a lot of water most of the time, and yeah, I wouldn't really want to put this anywhere around water. And that's another thing, taking this to work. The type of work that I do, I work a construction job for my everyday job, and there ain't no way in heck that I'm taking this phone out there with me, because at the same time, it feels nice and premium. It feels durable. The hinge feels nice and durable, but at the same time, it feels really delicate. Like you kind of have to be careful with it at the same time. And I wouldn't really want to take this out to work with me every day. So that's where my Galaxy Note 20 Ultra would come in. This would be my work phone, take it to work with me every day. And this would be a phone that I take with me everywhere else. And the same thing goes with the beach. We're supposed to go to the beach next weekend, and I don't think I'll be taking this phone with me to the actual beach. Yeah, I'll take it on the trip with me, but to be able to take it to the actual beach, I don't know. I wouldn't really want to risk getting any sand in between the in display, because it doesn't close all the way. There is a small gap right here, and even when I go to work, sometimes I get sand in my pants, and yeah, I wouldn't really trust this being in my pocket. So that's just kind of one thing that I really don't like about this device, is that I can't really find myself taking it everywhere with me. But other than that, I love this device, and if I could take it everywhere with me, I definitely would. But for the most part, I mean, I'm still gonna take it everywhere with me, just except for work. But as soon as I'm getting home from work, I mean, this device is going to be in my hands. Of course, along with my Note 20 Ultra, I still absolutely love that phone. I am not letting that phone go, but I'm not letting this phone go either. So far, my impressions for this device have been absolutely great. The cameras are good. Now, they're not as good as what I have on the Note 20 Ultra, but they're still actually really good cameras. Whether I'm using the main lens, the telephoto lens, the wide angle lens, you're gonna get some good, decent pictures with this device. And I like the fact that you can be able to use those rear cameras to actually take selfies, because you get to use this front display right here when the phone is open to see yourself. So you can be able to use those rear cameras. That's gonna give you better quality than the front facing camera for your selfies. Now, it's really up to you. You can also just set your phone down on the table like this and still use that front camera to take your selfies. But for me, I'd rather use the rear facing camera. And even if you're using this to take videos of yourself, it works the same exact way. So it's really nice that we kind of have that feature, the ability to be able to do that. And that's another thing that I like about this device when it comes to the cameras. And then I got to talk about watching video content on this display. Again, a nice experience, but not just the video content, the speakers as well, the listening experience. I mean, the speakers on this device are amazing. They get super loud, but they sound really good too. They actually sound like tablet speakers. I mean, they're gonna, at least to me, they sound like they're louder than the speakers on my Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. And I have really been enjoying watching YouTube videos on this device or Netflix because of those speakers. Instead of putting in headphones, I really like using the speakers, or even when playing games. And speaking of games, this device also handles games very good. I know I'm kind of all over the place right now. I just want to make sure I don't forget anything that I've done on this device right now to give you guys, you know, my impressions with it so far. But again, so far, I absolutely love the Galaxy Z Fold 2. I can definitely recommend it to anybody that really, really wants it. Now, is it going to be able to replace your everyday device? I don't know. Like I said, for me, it would not be able to replace my Note 20 Ultra right now with the type of work that I do. If I work like an office job every single day, which I currently am working in the office right now, so I have been able to take this to work. But once I start my regular everyday job outside working the construction area, my Note 20 Ultra is going to be the device that I take with me, again, because I feel like I have to be more careful with this device when I'm outside. So if you're thinking about replacing your current phone with the Galaxy Fold right here, I don't know. I wouldn't really recommend doing that, as much as I love this device. Like I said, I wish I could take it everywhere with me, but I really feel that I can't. So as much as I love the Galaxy Z Fold 2, I wouldn't recommend replacing your everyday device that can actually take a beating here and there, and that you can actually find a case for, because that's one thing that I have been having trouble doing with this phone right here, is finding an actual case to fit on this device. So I've been carrying it around everywhere naked with me, which makes me super nervous, because if you remember, I don't really have the best of luck with phones. With my Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, I accidentally dropped it when it was out of the case and broke the display, and yeah, so there goes that. Obviously now I have a replacement, but that just makes me even more nervous and scared to carry this around naked. But overall, this phone is not going anywhere. I am keeping it. I am not getting rid of it, so you don't have to worry about that. Even though I said it can't really place my everyday device right now at this moment, this is still going to be one of my go-to devices, and it's going to be in my pockets, and it ain't going nowhere. It's gonna stay here on the channel. It's gonna stay here in my life until the next one comes out, because like I said, I'll say it over and over and over again. I love this phone right here, and I am super impressed with what Samsung has done. Now, of course, still got to do some more testing with it. Like I said, this isn't a full review, just a 48 hours later impression, but so far, I am impressed. I am loving it. I can't wait until the time comes where I do get to do my full review and really get the full experience with this device after using it for a couple of weeks or maybe even a month, whatever it may be, to where I feel I'm ready to do my full review with this device. Can't wait till that day comes. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that video. But down in the comment section, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about the Z Fold 2? Do you got one for yourself? Are you waiting for one to get shipped to you? Or have you been thinking about getting one? Let me know if this video helped you out in probably making that decision. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a huge thumbs up on this video if you did like it and find it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any other future videos to come. One more time, I just got to do this. Bam! The Galaxy Z Fold 2. Thanks for watching. This is Josh Quinones. I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.